Now that we have completed row 14, we'll start on row 15. This is where we'll be adding the increases to the shawl. First stitch is a beginning triple cluster shell. Chain 4, turn, we'll be working in the first stitch. This is where you'll be doing the beginning triple cluster shell. Then that's your beginning triple cluster. Then you chain 3, and then in the same stitch do a triple cluster, and this stitch is called the beginning triple cluster shell. And that's the stitch. The beginning triple cluster, chain 3, and a triple cluster. Chain 6, skip the first chain 6 space and working in the next one, do a single crochet, chain 6, single crochet in the next 6 space, chain 6 space, chain 6, single crochet in the next chain 6 space, chain 6. After chaining 6, skip the next chain 6 space, and this is where we'll be working the triple cluster shell increase. Which actually consists of 3 triple clusters. Which consists of 3 triple clusters. And that's your first triple cluster, chain 3. In the same stitch, you'll do another triple cluster. Second triple cluster, chain 3, and do a third triple cluster in the same space. And that is your triple cluster increase. Triple cluster, chain 3, triple cluster, chain 3, triple cluster, all in the same space of the triple cluster shell. Chain 6, skipping the next chain 6 space, do a single crochet in the second chain 6 space, chain 6, single crochet in the next chain 6 space, chain 6, and once again single crochet in the chain 6 space, chain 6, skip in the next space and work another triple cluster shell increase in that chain 3 space. When you're done with row 15, you should have 11 shell increases, which is this, 11 of them. You should have 2 shells, which is your ends, and then 12 pineapple. In the last stitch, chain 6, be sure to do a triple shell, triple cluster shell. That's a cluster. Then you chain 3 and do another triple cluster in the same stitch to end the row. I think. Now we have completed row 15. We will start on row 16. We'll be doing a beginning triple cluster. In the first triple cluster, Sophie, shh. Chain 3, do a single stitch in the next chain 3 space, chain 3, and a triple cluster in the next triple cluster. Chain 6, skipping the first chain 6 space, do a single stitch in the next chain 6 space, chain 6, single stitch in the next chain 6 space, chain 6, do a triple cluster in the triple cluster stitch, chain 3, do a single stitch in the chain 3 space, chain 3, Do a triple cluster in the next triple cluster space.
Where did you get this detonator, Mr. Cole?
The police turned out. I was told to test it, but never got around to that.
The bomb that destroyed Congregation Beth Sinai was triggered by a detonator supplied not by any of these defendants, but by the New York City Police.
Chain 3. Do a single stitch in the next chain 3 space. Chain 3 and a triple cluster in the triple cluster space. Stitch. Chain 6. Skipping the first chain 6 space, working in the next, do a single crochet stitch, chain 6, single crochet in the next chain 6 space, chain 6, and then repeat triple cluster, chain 3, single crochet in the chain 3 space, chain 3, triple cluster, chain 3, single crochet in the chain 3 space, chain 3, triple cluster. Then you just repeat that around to the end. Finishing off row 16, you had a chain of 6, you do a triple cluster in the second triple cluster from the end, chain 3, single crochet in the chain 3 space, chain 3, and then a triple cluster in the last triple cluster stitch to finish off the row. Now that we have completed row 16, we will begin on row 17. Row 17 is a bit complex for me, so bear with me while I go over each section so I can make sure we get this correct. First, we do a beginning triple cluster in the first stitch.
Speak up, Mr. Ahmed. Yes, I was. Maybe you were exaggerating about some other things as well. What role Mr. Darwish and Mr. Hassan
Chain 3
conspiracy?
and do a single crochet stitch in the first chain 3 space, chain 3, do a single crochet in the next chain 3 space, chain 3, and do a triple cluster in the next triple cluster stitch. Chain 3, do a single crochet stitch in the first chain 6 space, chain 3, do a single crochet in the next chain 6 space, chain 3, and a single crochet in the same chain 6 space, chain 3, and a single crochet in the next chain 6 space. And that's what it should look like. Single crochet in the first, chain 3, single crochet, chain 3, single crochet in the next, and then chain 3 and a single crochet in the next chain 6 space, chain 3, and do a triple cluster in the next triple cluster stitch. Chain 3, do a single crochet stitch in the next chain 3 space, chain 3, single crochet in the next chain 3 space, chain 3, and then a triple cluster in the triple cluster stitch. Chain 3, single crochet stitch in the next chain 3 space, chain 3, single crochet in the next chain 3 space, chain 3, and a triple cluster in the next triple cluster. Chain 3, and we're just starting to repeat the process again. Single crochet in the next chain 6 space, chain 3, single crochet in the next chain 6 space, chain 3, and single crochet in the same space, chain 3, and then single crochet in the next chain 6 space. And then you're just going to repeat that around. I hope you were able to follow what I did. Any questions, comment below. But just remember, single crochet in the first chain 6 space, then 2 in the next chain 6 space, and then 1 in the next chain 6 space with a chain of 3 in between each stitch, and then your clusters and your chain 3 spaces in the chain 3 spaces. While working in any project, you will run out of yarn and need to add more. I will show you how I combine the 2 yarns together. I always work it within a stitch. I did my chain 3, and I'm entering into the loop. This is where I'm going to add them together in this single crochet stitch. I take the 2 ends, combine them together, and then I draw both through. I drop the ends out of the way and pick up the new yarn and just pull them through. And then I'll chain my 3 on this one. Because that's the next step in this project. Take the 2 end pieces and tie them into a knot to secure them, and then later on you will yarn them in through your stitches to hide them. Now that we have completed row 17, we'll start on row 18. Chain 5, single crochet in the next chain space, chain 3, single crochet in the next chain space, repeat this around by chaining 3 and single crochet in the next chain space. You skip all the triple clusters. Repeat that to the end. At the end of row 18, last stitch, you do a chain 3 and you just slip stitch into the last triple cluster shell. Now we'll start working on the edging.